Mental health challenges left Ursa, Burdenkeeper, with some deep scars. Art is helping to heal them. Artbeat Studio provides a space for artists dealing with mental health challenges. Tomorrow, Artbeat alumni will exhibit their work off-site for the very first time ever. Pham is the executive director of Artbeat. Ursa, welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you for having us.
You're most welcome. Let's start with you. What goes on at Artbeat Studio?
We are a charity and not-for-profit, and we provide studio space for artists living with mental health challenges, mental health illness. That's one aspect of our program, but we also have kind of like a community kind of programming for kind of afterwards and before the artists in residence as well.
Okay. Tell me just briefly a little bit more about the community and some of the programming you have.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We have an urban art center called Studio Central, and it's located on the second floor of Portage Place shopping center there. And, it's a drop-in program for artists, actually just for people, of adults. And, in the city here, it's hard to find day programming for adults in the arts. And so, that's our focus. And people come and they just kind of do art together, talk to each other, and just make those meaningful connections. We also have a social enterprise called Upbeat Artworks, and alumni of Artbeat, so alumni of the Artist in Residence program, are able to showcase, and we sell their artwork at the store, also located on the second floor of Portage Place Shopping Center, and also online. And, they learn to price, they volunteer at the shop as well, and they keep 80% of all the sales they make, and they donate 20% back to Artbeat.
Amazing. Ursa, When did you first hear about Artbeat?
I heard about Artbeat back in 2018, and I joined the residency in 2019.
And what was happening around in your life at that time?
At that time in my life, I had a lot of different challenges I was facing. I was on and off homeless, and I was dealing with a criminal record at the time, and living with mental health issues, very undiagnosed and very untreated.
Take me back to that first week at Artbeat when you actually got into the program. What was it like to have your own art space there?
It was a type of stability I was looking for that I didn't know that I needed. I was very lost, I guess, and I had a place to go to and a place to have my things and do what I like to do unimpeded.
Mm-hmm. What was it like? Because, of course, it wasn't just you had your own art space, but then you were in amongst other artists at that time as well. What was it like to have your own space, but then also be with other people and at times sharing very similar situations and circumstances?
Yeah, there's something different about having that support that I wasn't really used to it at the time, so it was kind of daunting and a little bit scary, but I very quickly got used to it and made a lot of friends really quickly. I got to be very social, even when I didn't want to be or didn't think that I could be. It was a very pleasant surprise, even for myself.
I am curious that in that kind of dynamic environment, when so much change, even though it was good change with that stability, tell me more about the kind of art that ended up coming out of that space.
I originally wanted to draw or paint or create things that I thought were pretty, that other people would like and that I could sell and make some money off of. And I very quickly learned that wasn't necessary. It wasn't the case all the time. I ended up making a lot of art that I thought was a little more emotional, a little bit more raw and different, more expressive than I intended it to be. And that was just a byproduct of being in the space with other people dealing with their issues and having to express themselves in that way.
I find that really interesting, Ursa, you saying that even amongst that space that was so supportive, that was a community, like you mentioned, and that you had your own space, it's almost like you still felt the need to almost keep up airs and have this almost commercial presence, even though you had the ability to get into a more raw and emotional space as well.
Yeah, it was difficult. It was difficult for myself to kind of let myself be vulnerable enough to express what I was going through in my artistic way. So it was freeing and liberating, but it was also a challenge. It was difficult. But there's a lot of support there for that, and I pleasantly surprised myself. I was able to do things I didn't think I could.
Now that you're an alumni and the program is over, how has the program, now that you can reflect on the program and the community, how have they changed you?
I am a lot more social. I do things like this with the news interviews and stuff like that. I talk to a lot of people. I really am able to tell my story and to express that verbally now, which I never could do before. I'm actually quite shy. You never know.
No, you never know. Not at all. I would never ever know that you were shy.
It's different.
Ursa, what goes through your head when you say, not Ursa, Uyen rather, what goes through your head when you hear Ursa say things like that?
I'm just sitting here really smiling because I remember Ursa during her residency, and we've had lots of chats, and and that's exactly what Artbeat is. We are a peer-supported, it's self-directed program, and it's one of its kind in Manitoba. What we do, and we don't focus on selling art and such like that. It's kind of like a byproduct, like Ursa was saying, but it's really focused on the process work in the residency, and Ursa has done amazing, and Ursa didn't even say, but Ursa has also taught workshops. That's another one of our programming that we do to help alumni, kind of overcome a little bit of that shyness and be part of communities. Ursa has taught publicly, our Art in the Park programs. Is also, we have a partnership with the seniors, and we just love to see our alumni thrive and really take advantage of all of our programming even after the residency.
Ursa, and Uyen, for all the change and the growth that Ursa has done, when you hear her or them speak about everything that they've done, and then of course they are joined by all the other alumni. I mean, tomorrow is opening night at the Pavillion at Assiniboine Park. It's going to be filled with other Artbeat alumni and their art. Uyen, I'll start with you first. What will that be like for you to see the room filled with all these people and all the art that your programs help produce?
I am just so excited, and I know all of the alumni are excited too. I mean, we are showcasing 39 out of over 250 alumni who have come through the program here, and it's going to be the first time that all of these 4 art pieces are going to be under the same roof in one room, and I'm more excited to see the alumni come in and see their artwork on the walls tomorrow.
Ursa, in the last, I want to say 20 seconds, can you tell me how it will feel tomorrow for you?
It's like my own little slice of celebrity experience for myself. I feel like it's a great opportunity to go out and meet people and have them get to know who I am as an artist, as well as a person.
Well, Ursa, Uyen, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Ursa Burdenkeeper is an artist, and Pham is the executive director of Artbeat Studio. A Pop of Color is the exhibit, and it will open tomorrow at 2 p.m. To learn more, just visit artbeatstudio.ca. on